Hey y'all, welcome to the UGC Podcast, where I'll be introducing you to amazing UGC creators from all over the world with all types of backgrounds and in whatever level they are currently in. From beginners to super experts, this podcast was made for you to learn about UGC and also get to meet the brilliant people that create UGC content. So if you're looking to start your UGC journey, this podcast is for you. And I hope you enjoy it, so let's get started. The followers or anyone who's listening, hello, welcome to the UGC show. Today we'll be talking to Amanda Hooper. I'm so excited to get to know you. And if your baby decides to talk as well, there's no problem at all. They're welcome to say hello. So tell me a little bit about yourself, Amanda.
So I am a mom of two boys. I have a 7-year-old and I have a 2-year-old, and the 2-year-old is the one who's awake right now. The 7-year-old in school. I worked full time for most of my life until I had my second baby, and he was a preemie. So I had to quit my job. I worked in the ICU, and I quit my job with him and stayed and was there to take care of him. But now he's going to need multiple surgeries over the next couple of years. So my husband and I made the decision for me not to go back to work. And then now going full swing into the UGC community is actually wild because I'm making almost more money per week than when I did when I was working full time. Yeah. And I'm home with my baby all the time.
That worked out so well.
Right? I couldn't even believe it.
What did you used to do before, if I may ask?
I worked in the ICU as a CNA.
Oh, okay. So you were able to. Okay, that's really good. And how did you find the UGC, or how did you get interested in it?
So, funny story about all that. I've actually been doing UGC creation for over 7 years, but they didn't call it that back then. They called it social media. What did they call it? It was something really silly. Social media content creation or social media marketing content creator, something like along those lines. But basically, when I had my first baby, we had no money. We were super poor. So I would reach out to all these companies and I would say, hey, I really love your products. I have a 3-week-old, an 8-week-old, a 9-week-old, whatever he was at the time. I was like, I would love to take photos and videos and write reviews for you in exchange for coupons or free products. I never asked for money. I didn't even know that was a thing until recently. But I asked for coupons or free products or anything along those lines. And they would send me tons of stuff. They would send me coupons for diapers. They would send me coupons for formula. They would send me coupons for clothes. They would send me clothes. They would send me diapers. They would send me, I got a really cool bouncer from Summer Infant. I remember that was one of the biggest things I've gotten when I was really, really new, 7+ years ago. And I was so excited. So I was like, oh my gosh, I got a bouncer. This thing is $300. I never could have afforded that otherwise. So I've been doing this forever, just reaching out to companies saying, I love their products. Would you mind sending me some coupons? Or I would love to try new products for you and write reviews. But again, it wasn't called any of that. So when my girlfriend, Courtney, she is doing UGC creation as well. And she was telling me about it. And I was like, wait, you get paid for that? You know what I mean? Oh, you're getting paid? That's how I was like, oh, I can ask for money? So it completely turned my world around. And I was like, okay, so instead of asking for coupons and free products, I'm going to be like, hey, I'm going to, work with you and let's come up with some income strategies and stuff like that. But it was just really neat because I just it blew my mind that I did this for so long and I could have monetized on it.
Yeah.
And I was really good at it because I worked with 7th Generation. I did their Happy Baby Home program. I did Summer Infant. I tried all their new products before they hit the shelves and gave reviews on it. Another one I did was Beach Nuts. That's a baby food company. I did Little Spoon, another baby food company. I did Honest Brand for diapers. I did a lot. It was all granted geared towards baby stuff, but who does not want free products? And I was really good at it. Everyone reached out to me.
Oh, that's so amazing. Oh my gosh. And I imagine through even now, pitching then has helped you so much even now. Especially because you know what brands want. You've already worked with them. And it's amazing how it just all worked out for you. And you just had to change it a little bit to say hey, I charge this now. So Do you get more kind of like inbounds rather than like searching for brands?
So it's funny that you say that, because in the heyday, I would reach out to brands and just kind of like flirt with them. Hey, I love your product. I would love a coupon. And I would come my way to get into the door. And then after they sent me a coupon, I'd be like, I really love your product. I would love to review more products for you. But now I feel like nobody responds to my inbounds. And I actually, oh, baby. Oh, okay, it's working, honey. Hold on 1 second. I feel like nobody responds to my inbounds anymore. I get so much more or nobody responds to my outbounds anymore, unless it's on my social media channels. So nobody responds to my emails. I feel like everyone's email box is flooded and they just like move on. But on Instagram and TikTok, people will respond to my outbounds. Instagram specifically, I'll be like, hey, and this is a new one because you definitely want to follow the company that you're wanting to work with.
Right.
But I don't want to, obviously I'm learning about these companies. So I follow them and I say, hey, I just saw one of your ads. Yes, baby. Okay, mommy, fix it in 1 second, okay? I said, hey, I just found your company on an ad. I loved your ad. I just want to introduce myself. I'm a content creator. I make content for brands like you, and I feel like I can improve your ad reach. And 90% of the time, they reach back and say, we looked at your social media. Your content is fabulous. We would love to partner with you. You know, what are your rates? And then I'll be like, well, talk to me about your budget. Again, you don't want to sell yourself short, because sometimes people pay a lot more than what you think.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, talk to me about your budget. I just, I saw you're in your company. I really like you guys. I think this is really cool. I want to work with you. What's your budget look like? And they'll say, my budget is $100 a video. My budget is $300 a video. My budget is X amount of dollars for X amount of Spark ads. And so most of the time, it is more than what I would have sold myself as.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. And Twitter especially, I get a lot of inbounds on Twitter as well, just by commenting and sending my portfolio out. But email is not what it used to be, because email was like the big heavy hitter back then. Not anymore. I feel like all the outreach I do is all on social media.
Wow. Okay. That's really cool. I mean, I'm still new to the game. I just started in January. And for me, it's actually been kind of more Twitter, definitely. Emails, not really. But I'm not like the best at pitching all the time. I'm still trying to like set a date of like, okay, today I'm just gonna do all pitching, and I work as well. So sometimes when I get home, I'm like I do not want to pitch right now. Maybe I'll pitch like 1 or 2 and a day or something like that. But Twitter definitely has brought me in like a lot more, because it's a lot simpler as well. You just kind of like say, hey, I'm really interested in this opportunity. Here's my portfolio. And I think brands see a lot more of the content that you post as well on Twitter.
Twitter is very casual. I feel like Twitter is like talking between 2 friends.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So they're like, yeah, I love it. Let me reach out to you. And Instagram a little bit as well. I've gotten emails where people are like, hey, I just saw you on Instagram. Would you be interested in working together? And yeah, but I actually do love your tip about asking what their budget is right away when they're asking for your rates, because for me, when they ask me for my rates, I'm like, oh, well, here's like my list of like my rates. But I really do like that, asking, okay, well, what's your budget first? And then,
well, that's why I don't include any rates on my portfolio, because if they see my rates, they're either gonna be like, oh, she'll do the job for cheap. I was gonna pay $1,000 for this video, or they'll be like, oh God, she's out of my price range. I'm not even gonna bother responding to her.
Right.
So when I ask what their budget is, then they know that I'm willing to work with them depending on what their collaboration needs are.
Okay. I love that. I was actually just going to be asking you as well, like, what tips do you have for UGC creators? But I think that's one. You can definitely add more. Do you have any other
number one tip? I do. Yeah. The number one tip I have is start your portfolio first. But in order to start your portfolio, you need to learn how to create content and read a brief before you start talking to, like, I don't want to say real brands because that's not the proper word. But so there's an app called Join Brands. Right. And I feel like I throw this down people's throats all the time, but it is like one of the most amazing things. So like all of my content I ever created was back from like a very long time ago when video quality was not as good. So all my videos now look like crap because the quality is so poor, but it was great at the time. Yeah. So I signed up for Join Brands, and they have little briefs in there and products and stuff like that. And it kind of gives you like what they're looking for. So I kind of know like the testimonial, the unboxing, the storytelling, the ASMR, and you just follow those briefs and you work for those companies and you get paid. So it's like small payments. It's like $15 for a picture, $100 for a video, which isn't bad. But I use all of that content to jumpstart my portfolio instead of spending my whole entire time making all this, I don't want to say fake content, but like grabbing my shampoo in the bathroom and trying to do something when I don't know what I'm doing. I'm actually reading a brief and doing it. So I thought that was really cool. And I used that a lot to start my portfolio. Now, obviously, as I've gotten more brand deals, I just did one for a skincare company that is, I don't know if you just saw it. I just posted it on my TikTok and Facebook. The I'm Your Mother song. Yeah. That is going all over my portfolio because that is probably my favorite video I've ever made in my life. Like,
you really look like you enjoyed it though. You were like having the time of your life, singing, putting on the product.
I was like jamming out to it this morning. My husband came in, he peeked in, and he's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Shut up, I'm filming." I'm having a moment. Take the baby. But I highly recommend join brands because if you don't know what you're doing, everything is like laid out for you. It tells you how to start. It tells you what you're supposed to film. Basically, if you know nothing, this teaches you everything, and you're not paying them; they're paying you. I know a lot of people like want to pay people to like coach them and stuff like that. Like I help people with their portfolios, but I will never, ever, ever take a penny from anybody I help. I grinds my gears, but because I just want to give that good karma. I want to help them with their portfolios. I want to just help them grow like how people helped me grow.
Yeah. Oh, that's very beautiful. Do you have someone that it's an inspiration to you?
My dad, I guess he would be, obviously he doesn't do content creation. He actually passed away 8 years ago. 8 years ago. Oh my gosh, that's such a long time to say. But he was a Renaissance man. Anything he touched turned to gold. He had his own painting business. He worked 3 jobs around the clock where he raised a family and gave us everything we ever wanted. So I see him and I see how he literally picked up anything and he was able to do it. So that's my inspiration. I will literally pick up anything and I will figure out how to do it because you can totally do it. You can literally know nothing and know everything at the same time, as long as you are showing your confidence and willing to do the research and willing to put in the time. You can be excellent in everything if you just do the work.
Oh, wait. Okay, no. I thought I was going to sneeze. Thank you. It was coming and then it went away. Yeah, that's true. I mean, like with UGC, it's very interesting that like with anything in your house, like even with a chair, you can make a video of it. Like, oh, this is so comfortable. Like, or like a pillow, like this pillow right here. And like I just touched it and I could make a video out of it because of how useful it is as well nowadays to like make videos for brands and make money from it, which is it's so crazy. And I'm still kind of like in awe that you used to do it for like ever, and then you're like, oh, I can actually charge for it.
I did it for coupons, for $2 coupons. I'm like, I was so stupid. They would have paid me so much money.
The brands are like, this is great. Yeah, let's do
it. You want a coupon for a photo? You got it, girl. You're done. Like, I'm gonna tell her that we'll pay her for it.
How long has your friend been doing it? The UGC.
She started in January of this year.
Oh, okay. And did you start officially as well with like UGC, or not officially, but like charging like in January as well?
Yeah.
Wow.
So that kind of made me, I started, because I've done it. I've been doing it this whole entire time. Like I partner with Wayfair and I review a whole bunch of their products, and it's just hysterical that, I mean, now I can charge for all of my reviews. But yeah, so in January, I started reinventing. Now, obviously, Wayfair, I've had a partnership with them for the past 5 years. I'm not going to charge them. They've been very good to me. They provide me with a lot of things. But all the new companies that I'm working with, or the companies that I contracted up with, I'm kind of reviewing how I'm going to work with them. Yeah. But it's funny how you mentioned about how you can really take anything in your house and do it. I know, like, everyone can't see me, but you can see me. So this is my plant stand. That is from Wayfair to review and try. Yeah. These tables are from Wayfair. That table over there is from Wayfair. That mirror, that lamp right there, this fan right here. This lamp is also this bottle. I mean,
girl, that's your whole house.
My whole house has been provided by Wayfair, besides a couple things I buy at Target when, I go there and I like to spend money.
Yeah.
But like, they're fantastic. They have been wonderful to me. So obviously I've been with them for a very long time and I'm happy with my arrangement. But Yeah, I just, it's so cool that starting this January, I really like changed how I pitched myself. And so it's March now. This month I've made about $400. And then I'm working with a company right now that if I sign on, I have to finish reading the contract. I'm very nitpicky. But if I sign on with them, I'll be making $625 a week just for their content.
Wow.
So I was like, and their stuff is super easy, but it's just like the opportunities are out there, and it's just all how you like market yourself, especially when you get all those gifted collabs.
Mm-hmm.
If you can learn how to change a gifted collab into a paid opportunity, that is when it's a game changer.
Yeah, that's something I'm still working on. Because I decided to like this month, like I don't want to do gifted collabs anymore. I want to start like making more like money financially, and like that's been a little bit of a challenge because obviously I get like some inbounds where like, hey, like this is a gifted collab, and I do ask about the budget. I have asked it.
Awesome! Yay! Get it, girl.
And they usually, the brands that do come in and ask me for gifted collabs, when I ask for a budget, they're like, oh no, we don't have a budget for this at the moment. So I'm like, okay, well, I don't know how to move forward from that. I'm like, well, I'm sorry, I can't. I'm not accepting gifted collabs, and that's just like, at least for me, energetically, to kind of like, I don't know. For one, is for me to feel more, I guess, valuable, I guess, or like I want to be, this is my worth. This is my worth, and I want to like get paid for my work, because it's a lot of work. Like people think that, just filming videos is like the easiest thing in the world, and it takes time to edit, and then like fix any voice issues, and finding music, and then researching as well. So yeah. So
I will give you a trick for your gifted collabs.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so they send you an email, hey, I want to work with you. Do you want to work with us? Blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. Then you kind of say, okay, well, what's your budget? And they say, oh, no, it's a gift. Haha. Joke's on you. You say, okay, well, UGC content or UGC creation is my full-time job. Mm-hmm. I understand you're on a very tight budget, because they don't have no budget, because they're obviously paying somebody to reach out to you, right? Because that is not the owner of the company reaching out to you. That's some ambassador that they hire to reach out to you. Like all those little fake, I don't say fake, but like all those little accounts on TikTok and Instagram that have official at the end. So they don't have no budget. But say, okay, well, I will happily do the gifted collab, but I'm only going to provide one photo, and I will send you a video and a couple extra photos that are available to purchase. And you watermark them, and you make them good, because here's the thing: you're getting a free product.
Yeah,
you're already doing research into the company. You're already doing all this stuff. You have this in front of you. Why not just make it for your portfolio? Make it amazing. Don't post it on your socials, because they need to pay for that. But you can put it in your portfolio if it's something that you truly feel passionate about. So I do a lot of beauty stuff. So I will do a lot of beauty gifted collabs, because I know they will pay me more. Like, so I did a eye mask. They wanted a picture. I sent them a picture. Great. But I also sent them other pictures. I sent them an ASMR video. I sent them photos of me putting it on, taking it off. I sent them photos of my mom and I sitting on the couch with our eyes back. And so you have like multi-generational there.
Yeah.
I sent them a ton of stuff. Heavily, heavily, heavily watermarked. And from somebody who has no budget, they reached back out and said, we would like to purchase these 2 photos and this video. And I made $200.
Wow, girl.
I'm
writing that down.
Right? Yeah.
Yes, basically upselling.
Write it down, take the Spark Notes.
Yeah.
I don't know if they have Spark Notes anymore, but that's how old I am.
Yeah, this is good notes for anyone listening. Take notes. That's really
and
good.
Feel free to message me. I'm always down to talk. Honestly, my husband says I don't shut up, but I'm always down to talk to people. I just like friends. Hi, be my friend.
Yeah. No, I'm so glad you reached out in the app that we met in. What is it called again?
Discord.
In Discord, right? And that was actually really great, because I hadn't been able for this. We were in Sedona for my partner's grandfather's funeral, and since then I've been kind of like it's been a lot of like traveling, and I'm like mentally dead. And so like, okay, I need to get get back on podcasting, let me see if on Discord I can find anyone. And like it's like a very cool team that they have there. I forgot what it's called now, but
cohort, right?
cool. Yeah, cohort. And
Yeah.
the cohort team. And it's great to be surrounded all by UGC people. So I'm like, you know what? Let me see if I can find someone here, because it's already kind of like very close knit. I think a lot closer than LinkedIn. So I was like, I'm gonna see if I can find anyone here, and it worked out that you're here. You like to talk. It's great because honestly, with podcasts, you talk a lot. So
oh my gosh, I love talking.
Okay. Let me look at my question list. How do you when you send pitches out, do you personalize them each individually?
Kind of.
Mm-hmm.
I have a general template that I use for how I'm going to approach the brand.
Mm-hmm.
So if I've never had any interaction for them, even if I didn't see them in an ad, I'm going to say I saw them in an ad and be like, I just saw you guys look amazing, and kind of smooth them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's for brands I haven't had any contact with. Brands that I've used for a really long time, I'll be like, I have been using you. And again, you kind of use the same type of format. I have been using you for X amount of years. I love your product. I've been telling my friends and family about you guys for X amount of years. I noticed you have a new product that doesn't have a lot of traction on social media. I would like to create content for you to gain that traction because I've already loved your product for so long, and I've gotten so much of my friends and family to use that product. And you kind of follow that template each time, but just kind of adjust it to the brand. If it's a clothing company, I've been shopping at your store since I was 12.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a food company, I have been drinking your protein shakes for the past 5 years as I'm trying to lose my baby weight. So you're just kind of saying how long you've liked the product, why you like the product, who you share the product with, and why the brand should pay you to get people to buy their product.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you don't know the company, when it's a company you've never seen before, typically you need to smooth them. I saw smooth a compliment sandwich. I love your ad. It is an amazing product. I notice you're lacking in this area.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times, so I'm plus size. So a lot of times I talk about, especially with like clothing brands or beauty brands, I'm like, it's really easy to show, people how to use their product when their skin's already perfect. I'm like, but hey, look at mine. I got pimples and really bad rosacea and all this stuff. And I'm plus size. So I'm reaching so much more market that it's more believable for people to buy a product from me versus this perfect, patty over here.
Yeah.
So, and then you finish like, as I looked on your website, I love your mission statement and your values, and kind of name a mission statement and value. And I love that your product is vegan, cruelty-free, and made in America.
Mm-hmm.
Again, just pick little things. But so I do personalize. I don't copy and paste everything, but I do have my template that I follow when I reach out to brands.
Right. Okay. That's it. Yeah. I kind of like follow the same thing a little bit. But I'm always tweaking it just a little bit more. I actually started as well using, I don't know if you've used it before, the Brands Meet Creators AI kind of like pitch thing.
So I love Brand Meet Creators. I get their emails all the time.
Yes.
They are fabulous. I actually do not use their AI. I'm going to have to try it though.
Mm-hmm.
I use ChatGPT.
Yeah.
So I use a different AI format because I basically tell this poor little AI everything about me. And then I say, I'm a little bit more sarcastic and I'm a little bit more, make it a little bit more funny, make it a little bit more raw. And they kind of keep tweaking my pitch to how I want it to sound.
Mm-hmm.
And just really, really cool because I just tell them like, I'm pitching to a brand and I want to make sure they know that I've been using their product for 15 years. And I want them to know that I love how they're ethically sourced. Mm-hmm. And I want it to be a little witty and sarcastic and a little dry at the same time because that's my personality.
Yeah.
And they just help me create it. And then once I see the script or not the script, but like the writing that they wrote for me, then I kind of tweak it a little bit further to make it sound more like me. But like they hit the nail on the hammer 90% of the time.
Yeah, no, they're really good. Yeah, you should see and then like compare it.
I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, because like with the Brands Meet Creators ones, it you talk a little bit about yourself before you obviously get to like the main part. But I've never tried ChatGPT. So I'll have to try ChatGPT and see how it compares to brand creators.
I like it how it keeps my information forever. So like I've been using that for months, and so it's gotten to know me really, really well. Probably a little bit too well, but I don't even need to say, oh, make it a little bit more sarcastic. It already has it sarcastic and witty, and it knows that I'm a mom to 2 boys. It knows that my baby is medically complex and had long NICU stays, and it knows like when to include those details. Because I had it help me do a pitch for a vitamin company, and it included that, you know, being a mom of a NICU baby, it's really important to walk into my baby's body. And I was like, what? You remembered? Oh my God, your best friend.
That is wild. Oh my God.
Scary because it's like, oh, I hope I don't piss you off. Like, you know, all my dark secrets.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm going to have to like try it out for sure. That's really interesting.
Make sure you log in and you save your chats, because that's how I kind of go in the same chat for pitches, and I go in the same chat for like other things. And it really is like, it's cool. My friend actually used my chat, and because she didn't have it yet and she didn't want to like set it up, she's like, I just need a quick pitch real quick. And it made it sound so much like me. She was like, oh no, I want it to sound like me. And I was like, it's not gonna. It's literally me coming out of this person's mouth. Like, sorry.
That's so cool. It kind of like creates you in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, virtually. That is so weird. And also a little bit creepy, but weird, but cool.
A little creepy, not gonna lie.
Okay, thank you. That's great. This is like a great podcast. It's full of like golden tips. Okay.
Thank you. I'm full of useless information.
No, thank you so much for sharing it. Okay, what is something you would do different in the beginning of your journey?
Oh my gosh, my branding template. I started, my first portfolio was awful. And it wasn't awful. It was great. It had great content in it, but I wanted it to showcase me. So it was like all these tie-dyes and bright everything. And it was all over the place. And it had really cool graphics. And like, I love creating things. Like, I am so artistic that I just love to make things. But I wasn't getting any like reach from brands. And then I was trying to think, like, I used to do resume review, and I used to work for, well, I still do occasionally, depending on how busy I am. But I work for real estate agents and other like personal, like smaller businesses. And I'll make all their social media content for the year, like all those posts that say, you know, happy 4th of July, you know, like all those like little tiny things, set it up for them so it would post automatically and they don't have to worry about it. And they always would give me their branding template of what font to use, what colors I have to include, what their symbols are, to kind of keep it all looking all the same.
Right.
And I was like, well, my stuff is all over the place. I need to scale back. I need to get my branding template out. And I just recently, now this is in the end of February, beginning of March, I just did my branding template. And what you do is you take 5 photos that resemble your personality. So I took like grass, because outside is my happy place, some flowers, these beautiful flamingos, watermelon, because whenever I think of myself, I think of watermelon. I don't know why. Very weird. Maybe because it's big and full of seeds and it can hit you really hard when it drops on your foot. I don't know. But like, I love it. I love watermelon. So I did that, and then a picture of myself, and then I picked colors that kind of coordinated with all those, like a little eyedropper, and picked my colors. And then I went through and I kind of picked symbols and things that reminded me of me to kind of add like the accents. And then I picked fonts that spoke to me. And then it took me about 5 hours to do. And then I had my branding kit. And then creating my portfolio was just so easy. It was like, okay, well, I know the fonts. I know the color scheme. I know the little details I'm going to add. So it just kind of came naturally. And once I changed my portfolio, brands would comment on it. Before, they didn't really look at my portfolio. They looked at my social channels. But now brands are commenting, oh my gosh, I love your portfolio. Yes. Your portfolio is one of the best you've ever seen. It is so, and when somebody looks at your portfolio, they're only going to look at the first 2 or 3 videos, and they'll make a decision whether they like you or not. Honestly, sometimes they'll click on the first video and they'll be like, oh no, we're good. We don't need this. Yeah. So that's why it's so important to make your videos be the very first thing that they see. Like, have your about your name and kind of your social channels at the top, so that they can click it easily if they don't want to actually look at your videos. They just want to look at your social channels and see what you actually post. And don't make them scroll down to the bottom. But when you put your videos as the very first thing and separate between organic and paid, because there is a difference when brands are paying you what is paid for organic versus what is paid for paid. But they're going to click on that first video. And if it's not good, then they're done. And if it's good, then they're going to click on the second one. And then they're going to click on the paid ads. Then they're going to go look down and see your photos. And then you're on like the top 5 list of people they want to work with. Yeah. But all those people who write, what is a UGC creator, when they add all this fluff in there, they don't care. They know what it is. That's why they're clicking on you. They don't care that you were born in a small town. They don't care about any of that stuff. I do write an about me on the bottom in case somebody does care. But for the most part, they just want to see what kind of content you create and if you have a presence on camera. Mm-hmm. And I wish I did my branding kit before I even started my official UGC creation. I say official because obviously I've done this forever, just not for money. Yeah. But I just feel like I feel like now that I have my branding kit, everything flows so much better. My Instagram has this beautiful aesthetic. All my promotional stuff has a beautiful aesthetic to it. And I just really feel like once I had that, I really felt like I could conquer anything.
Yeah. And you mentioned already that you build portfolios for UGC creators. And I do, yeah. For anyone listening, go to her because I love your portfolio. It's actually really good. And that's one like one of the first things that I commented on too. I was like,
yeah, thank you. Yeah, I love my portfolio is like my happy place.
Yeah, no, it's really great. And like what you said, it's very organized, and like it's nice to look at something that's it's organized, it's simple, it's not everywhere, and you're just more relaxed to like look at videos. And I think that encourages brands to also kind of like stay longer as well, because if you're like staying somewhere where it's like a little chaotic with too many options and stuff like that, you're not gonna stay there long. I mean, so yeah, no, great portfolio.
I feel like it also showcases my personality without screaming my personality, I guess. It's like very I know there was like a comment about how somewhere on Twitter, it was like a thread about how brands don't want to see Canva portfolios anymore. And it was like everybody was like freaking out about it because almost everybody has a Canva portfolio because it's cheap or it's free for the most part, unless you buy Pro. But it's not that they don't like the Canva portfolio. It's that you don't take the time to make it showcase your personality. Hold on, baby. It's like, if you saw the same resume, you had to. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. You got a boo boo? Okay, give me kisses. I'm better. Okay, you want your baba? Yeah. Thank you. But it's like when you have this same resume that has the same type font and the same words in the same places and it's the same color and you see thousands of them every single day, at one point you're just going to be like, oh, same one. You're not even going to read the name. You're not even going to look at the video because you're like, oh, well, you're just like everybody else. You can't even customize a Canva template. How are you supposed to create, original content for me if you can't even do something as basic as change a color scheme? At least change the color scheme. Everything is like that cream color or the white color with a little bit of gray accent and I'm just like, and not to like be a jerk on anybody who has that portfolio, or what makes me so upset when you put the portfolio and it says beige and blue portfolio template on the top part of the screen instead of changing it with your name. I'm like, oh, you don't know what you're doing. Like, just change the name, please change the name. So
I've never seen that before. Have you actually really seen that? That's wild.
And I'm gonna sound like a jerk, and people are gonna be like, "She's such a bitch." In the cohort app or the cohort chat, if you go into the portfolio review and you scroll down, there is a lot of people that have the template name in their portfolio that you can see as the website link. And it's oh my gosh, it broke my heart. And like, I'm going to go through and like message those people, but I also don't want to be like, this girl's such a bitch. But like, I feel like I have to tell them because like I'm doing a disservice. Like, I'm also the girl that will side message you on TikTok and say, hey, do you know you can put your video in CapCut and flip the screen so that the words are facing the right way? Because like, I'm like, that's so simple to fix. And it's like, just put the words the right way of the products. It's just so simple. I don't care if you record in selfie mode. You can record in selfie mode all day long, but just make sure you flip near the image.
Right. Yeah. That's something I did in the beginning as well that I didn't put it right. But I didn't know about it until when my uncle commented on it. He's like, your words. I can't read that. And I'm like, oh my bad. And then I remember seeing some a UGC coach mentioning that as well, where they were like, please mirror your even selfie like images or videos, so that we're able to read it, because it's you're kind of like not really showcasing the product well if it's like flipped the other way. And but I'm gonna have to see. I haven't really checked out the cohort portfolios, but I mean, it's fine if you reach out and be like, hey, like, this is my tip, because I'm sure they're gonna say the same thing in whoever's gonna review the portfolio, because obviously that's what they're gonna be doing for each one of the people. But individually, so I think it's also fine to be like, hey, like, as someone who has a little bit of experience, this is my tip for you. And yeah, I wonder if they're also I haven't researched it, but I wonder if YouTube has kind of like portfolio, UGC portfolio, kind of like follow me to build like this portfolio videos. That'd be
I don't know, but that'd be a really great setup if they did. Or if somebody, add it to my list of things I need to do in my life.
Yes. Yeah, maybe you can pick out the same one that you've seen before so many times, and be like, this is how you change this. And it'll be really great. And you might even get like a lot more people like being like, hey, can you help me with this? Yeah,
I love that. That's such a cool idea.
Yeah, it's really good. Things that come up to my mind.
Right?
Okay, let me see. I have a few more questions. What's something that you want to see improve in the UGC community?
Transparency with brands.
Okay.
I hate when, and I know hate is such a strong word, but like, I hate it when brands say the first one is a gifted collab and other opportunities will be paid. And I would just rather a brand be honest and say, look, I just want to do all gifted collabs. I have no intent on ever paying for content. And that's fine. Be honest with me, because if I like your brand enough, I'll be like, hey, I will do a gifted collab. But like, don't, dangle a little carrot in front of me and say, oh, if you reach X amount of views, I'll give you X amount of money. And then they're like, oh, well, actually. So I just wish there's more transparency. I also wish it would be like, I don't want to say easier because it's pretty easy to reach out to brands, but like, I wish brands knew the difference between an influencer and a content creator. Yeah. Which they do, but they want you to be both. And that kind of annoys me. It's like, I don't have a huge following on my social medias for a reason. I don't want to be on all the time. Yeah. I don't want to have to, I don't know, I just don't want to talk to people. Yeah. Like, and I make a lot of content that I don't want to post. Like, I don't want to spam my friends with all the, face masks that I've done or all the nail commercials that I've had to do. Like, they don't care. They want to see my cute boys. So it's like, I don't know. I wish brands would just take the video. If you're a content creator, they would just take the video and post it on their social channels instead of them wanting you to be a content creator and an influencer, where you have to post on your channel and then they'll pull it through. I just I don't know. I just want to keep my social channels kind of simple. Like TikTok, I don't care about, but like my Instagram, my Facebook, like those are for my family and for my kids and stuff like that. And I know people say like, oh, make a separate Instagram, make a separate Facebook. That's a lot to manage. And I could barely like manage my own schedule and my 2 kids and my husband and then my mom and then my grandpa's moving down. So like my whole life's like one big shit show. I don't need to add one more social media channel I have to remember to post on. Yeah. And I mean, you're already doing really well with like what you're creating as well. So that already kind of like shows that there are brands out there willing to invest in you without being an influencer as well. I mean, that's something that I thought about too. I was actually thinking about it this morning that I used to like literally not leave my house without my phone. And nowadays I have to be like thinking, oh, well, maybe I can create like, some content on the way. And I never do. I never do because I'm like originally almost never on my phone outside of my house. Like inside of my house, like sure, like I'm gonna be on my phone working a little bit, but outside of my house, forget it. Like my phone is never, hardly ever on my hands.
And so like it's hard for me to create content about my life when I'm outside, because I don't really do it that much. And so and that's something I see a lot of influencers doing as well, where like they film their whole life like every day, and that's not manageable to like everybody. And even with a small like following, content creators are still able to create amazing content for brands. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I wish brands didn't you didn't fall down. You fake fall down. I wish brands would realize that just because you don't have a lot of followers doesn't mean you make poor content.
Yeah, exactly.
And like show value in the actual content versus the followers. Because if you post my video on the brand's webpage, it's going to get way more traction than it will on my rinky dink 3,000 something followers. Mm-hmm. You know, you have 100 something thousand followers. Yeah, you're going to get that video post has the opportunity to go viral versus it's only going to stay in like my little tight knit community.
Yeah.
So they're kind of not even doing a service for themselves, because if they were to post my video on their website or on their social channels, they would get so much more traction than just mine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Oh, and another thing as well, like in my social platforms, I want to like obviously showcase UGC or like a little bit about my life, but I'm not trying to like sell anything either. Like I want to keep at least like my platforms more kind of like about me rather than sell something. Obviously I'm gonna have a UGC examples, but that's different. That's just kind of like what I'm like working on. And that's something as well that I've been thinking a lot lately, that I just want to be me, like, you know, relax, posting a little bit about travel, posting my UGC examples, but nothing that's gonna be like converting anything into for any brands, because the videos I create is going to be for their pages, not for my page.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're not converting sales over here.
No, not on my page.
We're just creating content, having a good time.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's not gonna happen here. Okay, let me see if I have anything else. I think that's about it. And I think you already kind of like said your amazing tips or shared your amazing tips.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have like anything else that you want to add, but this has all been like really amazing.
Well, there's some apps that I use. I will say those because I think those are really important. So for photo editing, I use Lightroom, I use Face App, and I use CapCut. Those are the three things that I use for any kind of photo or video editing. I used to use InShot. I had InShot Pro when I used to make content for real estate agents and do all their marketing. Because that's more, I don't want to say professional videos, but CapCut's more like trendy stuff. So I stopped my InShot Pro and I used CapCut now solely because I feel like it did the same thing that InShot did, if not better. Right. And it's so much cheaper. And then as far as places to find UGC brands Meet Creators is really good. I love Join Brands, Billio, Coley, Incense. There's also, hold on, let me just see if I can zoom up. I don't know can you still hear me right now?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure I have all the apps on here that I could talk about because I love all this. Okay, so B-Roll, Tribe, D-Scout, Influencer, We Sponsored, Octly, which is also called Skeepers, Tap Influence, CPGD, Thing Testing, and Aspire. Those are all the apps that I use. It's a lot, I know. Those are all the apps that I use to find brands, find content, get gigs. And if you want to come up, and I think it's just like absolutely amazing. But those are my big brands. And then as far as social media goes, I just use the basic ones. I use Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. Pinterest is a untapped market.
Yeah, definitely. I love Pinterest.
I love Pinterest too. And my advice for Lightroom is it's worth it to buy the Lightroom Pro. You want to be in the picture too? You can be in the picture. No, you don't want to? Okay. If you get Lightroom Pro, I love it. It hold on. Okay. I'm gonna share a screen with you because I want you to see how cool this is.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So I go to Lightroom. Can you see that?
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay. So this was I'm trying to think. Let's just do this one. So I got a Stanley Cup the other day. I have a set filter. So the previous photo was this one.
Right.
I use the same filter on everything. So it's port 1. And so all my photos are identical. But with the Pro, I can go in and go under healing and go to the brush size, and I could take stuff out of the background.
Oh,
so those things are gone.
Okay.
That ugly tree is gone, or that fence is gone. I can take, my son put a shovel up in the tree, and that's kind of embarrassing. So let's take that out. So I now can take my photo and take out those little things, those little blemishes that there was a ceiling fan light in one of mine. You okay, Pat? If I wanted to get rid of that sign, you go under healing, you get rid of the sign.
Oh, wow. Is that all free as well?
No. So I pay $9 a month.
Okay, that's not
for
bad.
this one. Or you can pay, what is it called? I think you can pay like $144 a year.
Mm-hmm.
But I did that for one of these. I think I took it out of them all already. There was the little light thingy that dangled. Yeah, right here. Oh, this was such a pain in the butt. So the light thing dangled from the ceiling, and this is a face mask, and I didn't want them to see that. So I was like, oh my gosh, this looks so tacky. So I literally just erased it.
Oh, wow.
And then I also, when I was taking this photo, I love the photo. I didn't realize the bed was a mess and that there's a compound bow on the bed. So, ta-da, I erased it.
That is wild. That's also really cool. I'm gonna be adding all the apps on the notes as well, so people can look it up.
Absolutely, because I just feel like I never want to okay. I never want to hide these really cool tools, because you know what? We all do stuff, but some people do it better than others. So if somebody can do this better than me, and then I can learn from them, why would I not want to do that? So please go into Lightroom, learn all the tips and tricks, share it with me. I want to learn too. There's so much I'm learning, but those apps, there's a lot of them, and I'll send them all to you. I'll message you them, but I love all of them.
Yeah.
They're my go-to and how it became so successful.
Yeah, I've actually been using Coley. I haven't gotten any deals yet, but I've been enjoying it as well. That one, I still have to try Jointpress. I think that's the one that you've been mentioning. And Billow, I've gotten one so far. So yeah, just going through the flow with that. I actually had a question for you. Because you mentioned you work with real estate agents. Are you looking into doing UGC for real estate as well?
It's funny you mention that. So my best friend Courtney and I are starting a new channel. I have more social media to mix. I'm like a lunatic. It's called Airbnb Besties. And we are doing UGC content with Airbnbs. And we'll probably branch out to real estate agents and kind of do that as a separate side thing. But the real money and the more fun is in the Airbnbs. Because I did real estate agents for so long to make video content for their houses they want to showcase and stuff like that. That it's all fine and dandy, but you need the house to be empty and staged perfectly, and you can't have any shadows or any people in it or any personality at all. But when we shoot Airbnbs, we get to drink and we get to have fun, and we're in hot tubs and we're having the best time. We're actually going next Monday to an Airbnb, the two of us, and they have big pool tables, and we're really going to go play pool and take photos of us playing pool. How cool of a job is this?
Fun, yeah.
But I will say, so I am not mixing my Airbnb portfolio with my personal portfolio. I feel like it's two different things and it's two different contents. So my personal one is fashion and beauty and health and wellness, whereas you have to film differently for Airbnb content.
Yeah.
You have to film trendy, and you have to look the part, because you want people to want to be you in these. You win. Good job, baby. Yay. Good job. High five. Good job, baby. You need to look the part, and you want people to want to be you in these places. So instead of being real and authentic in my personal UGC journey with the pimples and the tank tops and just being casual, with the Airbnb stuff, a little bit more staged, and you have to have the trendy clothes on, and you have to have the perfect poses, whereas it's a different market.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's really, really fun.
Yeah, I've been thinking of doing it, but I still kind of
I don't know. I want to take it step by step because obviously I just started in January and I'm like, okay, first I'm gonna concentrate on this and then I'll do this and then I'll do this. But I saw someone that was filming for real estate agents, like creating UGC content for like their social pages, and I'm like, oh, that sounds really interesting. And then when you mentioned it as well, I was like, oh, so let me ask. But yeah,
I did a lot of their social media stuff. So all the stuff they would post about like their open house, I would do all the templates for that. They'd have to plug in the photos and like a couple information, but I would do all the templates for that for them. And then hold on, baby. And then I would do like their 4th of July stuff, their birthdays, their all the little nitty gritty Instagram posts that they need to have. And that pays well. That pays, I mean, if you sit down and make, I think it was like 36 posts. It pays like $1,200 for the most part. That's like the industry standards. And that would take me, I don't know, maybe 3 hours to do.
Yeah. Not too bad. A lot of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that is everything that I've asked or that I wanted to know and get to know you about. So thank you so much for joining. And make sure everybody make sure to follow Amanda. I'll be putting down your information in the notes. Portfolio, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for having me. This was so much fun.
Yeah, thank you so much. And whenever you want to come back, let me know.
As soon as I find more tips and tricks, girl, I am on here. I'm going to share it with everybody.
Thank you. All right. I'll see you around.
See you. Bye. Thank you.
Hey y'all, thank you so much for listening today. Amanda's journey has been extremely amazing. I can't wait to see how much more she creates. And her tips were just chef's kiss. I'll be leaving all of Amanda's social media and portfolio information on the notes. I'm sure she'll be happy to answer any questions. I will link all the apps she mentioned down below as well. And again, thank you so much for your support. Please like, subscribe, leave any comments or suggestions, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.